Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Clear the Ice. I am your host, Mike Laro. Flyers fall in overtime to those LA Kings 3-2. They do get a point out of it. Almost had two. They were a post away from a Travis Konechny shot. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't know not one single Flyer that is more unlucky on a breakaway than Travis Konechny. My man seems to find more pipe than a steam fitter because holy cow. My man Klink one off of the post. And again, where was the urgency in overtime with this Flyers team today? I mean, really, the Kings possessed the puck damn near the whole overtime. So, again, Adrian Kemp, or Kempe, however you want to pronounce his name, definitely he was the number one star of the game today with 3 points, 2 goals, and an assist. We'll get over that. Crumper, the goalie, was the second star of the game. And your third star was from your Philadelphia Flyers, Trevor Zegras. So they are your three stars of this game today. But I'll tell you what, watching this game, the Flyers, again, they didn't seem like they had a flow. And, for this team right now, they lost really 13 out of their last 11 games. They got a point out of this one, but they have 2 games left before this All-Star break that kicks in for about 20 days. So maybe it might do them some good because right now they're kind of fading fast out of the, Eastern Conference playoff picture. And to be honest with you, with it being so close, I think deals are going to be hard to come by in this trade deadline going forward. I mean, I don't really see a whole lot of teams really trying to sell pieces off because everybody's all within, under 5 points of one another, with the exception of like the Rangers, the Flyers, and have not. We will check that as far as everything else that's going on in the NHL today. Let's do a quick recap of this game. And guys, the goals would get started very early in this game as Adrian Kempe would take a snapshot past Dan Vladar, giving the Kings a 1-0 lead at the 3:10 mark. LaPerriere and Perry with the assist on that one. And it would stay that way up until about the 7-minute mark when Adrian Kemp would, again, another snapshot would beat Dan Vladar, giving the Kings a 2-0 lead at the 7:08 mark. Perry, his 17th assist of the season. It would stay that way until the second period, literally coming in, Flyers on the power play. Just 39 seconds into the second period, Trevor Zegras from Brink and Konechny would cut the lead to 2-1. It would stay that way till the third period when Travis Konechny, very early on at the 25-second mark of the second period, from Ristolainen and Grabinkin, he would tip it in, deflect it in, giving them a tying the game up at 2-2, and it would stay like that to overtime, to just under the 3-minute mark of overtime right now, as it would be as Quentin Byfield would take a snapshot. I mean, it was a beautiful shot over Ladar's right shoulder, and it would give the Kings a 3-2 win. So the Flyers do get a point out of this, but for me, honestly, it was definitely something that you kind of seen it coming, right? You see Konechny just hit the post, and you already know that, he's on. As soon as you see it hit the post, I was like, there's just no way, that they were going to win that game. I was like, and the way that, LA controlled they controlled the flow of overtime, it was just crazy. So it really was. It was something that I couldn't, like, you were just looking, and like I said, to me, I don't know if they had tired legs. I don't know what excuse I could use other than they just sat back. They just sat back, and let's give the Kings a little bit of credit too. Like, they kept coming back out and resetting. And I'll tell you what, it was hard to sit there and see. Joe Hale checking in says tough loss. I thought it went in tough loss. I thought it went into overtime. It did, Joe. He says love how the Flyers battled back today. They did. They did battle back to come back and tie the game. But again, seeing just the way they moved in that overtime period for me, I didn't like it. I felt like they didn't pressure them enough. So, you know, the way I looked at it was, I looked at it as kind of the glass kind of half full. Like I knew they were going to get a point out of this, but you just can't sit back. And when you sit back like that, it's really, really not good for them. Especially, you just can't keep allowing teams to keep coming into your zone, and then if they don't get the right look they have, they just take the puck and go right back out. You know, I don't know. Me personally, I would like it better if they went back to a 4-on-4 overtime. I still think it opens up the ice enough to get winners. And you know, I feel like, to be honest with you, this whole shootout thing, that should only be for the postseason. I think you should still continue to do. I'm kind of an old hockey purist. I love ties. You know, you know why why does it have to be somebody getting 2 points if they only deserve one? You know, if you played 4 periods of hockey and you didn't win that game, then you deserve a tie. And I think they should. I'm one of the guys that I feel like they should bring it back. I feel like you should save the shootout for the postseason. I think you should give them 2 overtimes. If they can't get nothing done within the 2 full overtimes like they do in the playoffs, then you go to a shootout. And then you sit there and you go and you move on from there. But so that is your scoring for today. We're going to get into the schedule for today as we go around the NHL. There's only one other game going on right now in the National Hockey League, and it is basically almost over in Detroit. Is Colorado Avalanche all over the Red Wings 5-0 in that game. Literally just getting underway in Pittsburgh. Right now, the Penguins host the Rangers. Just in about 20 minutes, the Panthers will host the Jets. The Flames will also host the Sharks. Roughly about an hour and 20 minutes from now, Capitals host the Hurricanes. And tonight at 7 o'clock, Canadians visit Buffalo. You have the Devils visiting the Senators. Predators take a trip to the island. And the Blue Jackets go to St. Louis to take on the Blues. Also, Maple Leafs go to Vancouver to take on the Canucks. 9 o'clock tonight, the Dallas Stars going into Utah to take on the Mammoth. You have the Wild going into Edmonton to take on the Oilers. And then you have the battle out west tonight. That's that Wild and Oilers game is at 10 o'clock. Also at 10 o'clock, the Kraken and visits Las Vegas, the Golden Knights there. So there is your game for today. Tomorrow, we have 3 games. You have Kings and Hurricanes as they get set to host at 3 p.m. 6 p.m. you have, or 6:30 p.m. on ESPN, believe it or not, their doubleheader for tomorrow is Tampa Bay hosting Boston and the Ducks hosting the Golden Knights. So there are your games for tomorrow as well. Standings right now with this point today, the Flyers move up to 7th in the Eastern Conference. They are 1 point ahead of Ottawa, Toronto, and 8 points ahead of those New York Rangers right now. So they are tied with the Devils, 1 point behind Columbus, Washington, and Florida. And, of course, Montreal and the Bruins right now are just kind of running away with this wild card. So if you look at it, the Islanders, they're about 9 points away, they are 7 points away from the Penguins and the Islanders. So if the Flyers are going to get into this postseason right now, it looks like it's going to be very hard for them to try to get in on the fact of them winning any type of wild card. It looks like the wild card is going to come out of the Atlantic Division. because right now those teams they are 9 points up on the Flyers. Both of those teams being Montreal and Boston, so they are already there. So it's going to be very hard, I think, for the Flyers to try to catch them. I'm not saying it's not insurmountable, but those teams would have to have like what the Flyers have been doing lately, losing 11 out of 13. So again, just to go on this as we go down the list, very, very short week this week for Clear the Ice. That's right. Tuesday, it'll be Matty B hosting this program as the Flyers host those Washington Capitals. And then a Thursday night, Claude Giroux and those Ottawa Senators pay a trip to South Philadelphia to play the Flyers before they go on their break, their Olympic break. So make sure you guys tune into that as well. Guys, don't forget, coming up tomorrow. That's right, tomorrow, me and Al, 9 o'clock, we get you kicked off on your Sunday as we get into everything Philly sports. As we were talking, it was good to see Al and our old friend Freddie Burns on the air last night for Friday Night Frenzy with Al. So it was good to see Freddie back on the airwaves again. He thought I was busting his chops when I talked to him about I kind of mentioned something about Austin Hayes maybe returning to the Phillies. It was just a tweet that I had saw. I put it up. Freddie thought I was busting his chops. Freddie, if I'd have been busting your chops, buddy, I would have been talking about, see, you're about 5 years too late for trading Joel Embiid. That would have been breaking your chops. But again, make sure you guys tune in for that tomorrow. Real light day on the network tomorrow. It's just me and Al at 9 o'clock in the morning. And then 12 hours later, you got the man, the myth, the legend. That's right. Matty B gets his week started as we get into it with him, as he will probably be dissecting everything. I know one thing me and Al are going to get into tomorrow. I know it might raise some suspicion, might raise the dead early, is for Matty B. Or actually, Matty will probably be commenting once we hear our opinions of Sean Minion, the new Eagles offensive coordinator. So make sure you guys tune into that. I got some theories on that. Also, guys, keep lookout to our social media pages because by the end of this week, Mike Lauro's Eagles 1.0 mock draft will be out. That's right, will be out. So I will be putting it up. It will be going on social media as we get set to talk. You guys can talk about it, and I'm going to start doing just the Eagles mock draft. I'm not going to do first round. Just going to do the Eagles. So make sure you guys tune in for that. Final score again from South Philadelphia. It is the Los Angeles Kings 3, the Flyers 2 in overtime. Flyers get a point out of this. Now they get to lick their wounds for a couple days. They get a couple days off before they host those Washington Capitals on Tuesday night. And then again, they host those Ottawa Senators on Thursday. So, guys, make sure you keep it locked here to It's a Wrap Sports because we do have a full week coming back up. I don't have the new weekly calendar, so but I will tell you this. The very last of season 1 of Props, Locks, and Parlays. That's right, your boy right here and Paul Spencer, my boy Paul Spencer from over out of the box Sports Entertainment. We will be looking at Super Bowl Sunday. We're going to look at all the crazy prop bets that are going to be out there and kind of leaving you off on a good note as we give our final predictions for Super Bowl 60 as we get set. And then we will reconvene later on this year as we probably take about 6 months off, probably looking to bring it back third week of July as we get ramped up for week 0 of the college football season. So, guys, again, Prop, Stocks, and Parlays will be on Tuesday. Again, Tuesday's 8 o'clock. I'm sorry. I have to sit there and remind myself. But, make sure you guys tune in for that as this is this season's finale as we go forward. And who knows? We've had we've had a pretty good run this year on Props, Locks, and Parlays. It's been a real fun to do show. Me and Paul have had a really good time doing it. Again, final score, Kings 3, Flyers 2. Matty B will be back at you Tuesday night right after Flyers Capitals. We'll see you then. I will see you tomorrow morning with Big Al. Until then, you guys have a great rest of your Saturday. Mike Lauro.